Hare Krishna to all the devotees, Dandavats Pranams. So I take this opportunity to welcome you all to today's session of Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So the speaker for today is His Grace Dayamaya Baldev Prabhu. So true to his name, he mercifully agreed to give his association to us. So on behalf of the devotees here, I welcome His Grace Dayamaya Baldev Prabhu to kindly take over and deliver the nectar to us. So Prabhu, over to you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Can you please share the screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, I will do that too.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Anyway, first of all, I would like to state that I have no qualification to speak on this elevated subject, but still it is for my own purification and service to Guru and Krishna. I would like to speak on this subject, and also you all are aware that I am not a very good speaker because I am not good at studying the scriptures. So therefore, I please beg for all your blessings so that whatever I speak, it will be relevant to what Srila Prabhupada has stated pertaining to this topic. So today we are dealing with Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, chapter 28, text number 11 and 12. Prabhuji, text number 11 and 12. Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nastapradeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistuti. So I will read the sloka. Bhayanam no agrajo pratha prajvara pratyupastitaha dadahattam purnim kristam bhratu priya chikirsaya. Word to word meaning. Bhaya namna, of Bhaya, fear, Agraja, elder, Bhrata, brother, Prajvara, name Prajvara, Pratyupastitaha, being present there, Dadaha, set fire, Tam, to that, Purim, city, Kristam, wholesale, Bhratu is brother, Priya Chikirshaya, in order to please. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Under the circumstances, the elder brother of Yavana Raja, known as Prajvara, set fire to the city to please his younger brother, whose other name is fear itself. Purport. According to the Vedic system, a dead body is set on fire, but before death there is another fire or fever which is called Prajvara or Vishnu Jvara. Medical science verifies that when one's temperature is raised to 107 degrees, a man immediately dies. This Prajvara or high fever at the last stage of life places the living entity in the midst of a blazing fire. So, text number 12, Roji. I will continue reading text number 12. Sloka. Tasyam Sandahyamanayam Sapauras Saparichadaha Kautumbika Kutumbinya Upatapyata Sanvaya. Word to word meaning. Tasyam, when that city, Sandhyamanayam, was ablaze, Sapura, along with all the citizens, Saparichadaha, along with all servants and followers, Kautumbika, the king, having so many relatives, Kutumbinya, along with his wife, Upatapyata, began to suffer the heat of fire, Sahanvaya, along with descendants. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When the city was set ablaze, all the citizens and servants of the king, as well as all family members, sons, grandsons, wives, and other relatives were within the fire. King Puranjana thus became very unhappy. Purport. There are many parts of the body, the senses, the limbs, the skin, the muscles, blood, marrow, etc. And all these are considered here figuratively as sons, grandsons, citizens, and dependents. When the body is attacked by the Vishnu Jvara, the fiery condition becomes so acute that sometimes one remains in a coma. This means that the body is in such severe pain that one becomes unconscious and cannot feel the miseries taking place within the body. Indeed, the living entity becomes so helpless at the time of death that, although unwilling, he is forced to give up the body and enter another. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that man may, by scientific advancement, improve the temporary living conditions, but that he cannot avoid the pangs of birth, old age, disease, and death. These are under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. through the agency of material nature. A foolish person cannot understand this simple fact. Now, people are very busy trying to find petroleum in the midst of the ocean. They are very anxious to make provisions for the future petroleum supply, but they do not make any attempts to ameliorate the conditions of birth, old age, disease, and death. Thus, a person in ignorance, not knowing anything about his own future life, is certainly defeated in all his activities. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadanti Sopadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakam Shri Guru Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sakarjatam Sadhana Raghunathanitam Tam Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sadhana Lilita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hariti Vancha Kalpatarobhasya Kripa Sindhupe Patitanam Pavane Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So this chapter is entitled Puranjana becomes a woman in the next life. So here the city, which consists of so many beautiful gardens, lakes, palaces, and many other things, are compared to the material body. Now, when the beautiful city is burned to ashes, similarly, the material body at the time of departure of the soul after the death, the body is burned to ashes or it is buried. And another fire is that at the time of death, the material body, it will suffer from very high fever, the fire inside the body that is happening before death or at the time of death. So here in the scriptures, and it is also clearly stated that even in the medical science verifies that when the temperature is raised to 107 degrees, when the body temperature is raised to 107 degrees, the body cannot sustain. So therefore, a person dies due to high fever. So now this is the situation of a human life. One thing is everyone are fear of death. Now why there is a fear of death? Because they are ignorant of the scriptures, shastras. So because of that, they have so much of fear. The materialistic person, he undergoes so much of fear because he is going to die during old age. And it is very clearly stated in the scriptures that in Shastra it is clearly explained that we are not this body, we are the soul. So when a person is self-realized, a self-realized person, a devotee, he will not undergo that fear because the ignorance is removed with the help of knowledge. And in Shastras, in scriptures, there are so many pastimes narrated where how Sukadeva Goswami enlightens Parikshit Maharaj, because Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to death. So, similarly, there is another example how Ajamil is saved at the time of death. So, Ajamil, even though he was born as a devotee, but due to bad association, his entire life he continues committing sinful activities, and at the end of his life, the Yamadutas wants to take him over to Yamaraj for punishment. At that time, because he named as the last son as Narayana, and he was too attached, he was very much attached to his last son. So when he was undergoing the suffering, he remembers his last son Narayana. When he utters that word Narayana, Vishnu Dutas have to come and save him from the Yamadutas. So similarly, there are so many pastimes which are explained in the scripture in Srimad Bhagavatam. So here, the materialistic person is so much engrossed in the materialistic material nature, which is illusion created by the Lord. Today, people all are interested in maximum sense gratification. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly states that Najanam Nasundarim Nadanam. But unfortunately, materialistic people are only interested in this. They want wealth, money. Money is honey for them. So their entire life, they don't mind committing so much of sinful activities to earn money, a ill-gotten money, because they want to enjoy, indulge in a lot of sense gratification. Similarly, people are interested in woman, a beautiful woman. And that is also stated here that man, only person who is bound with ignorance, they are allured by this beautiful woman and indulge in lot of sense gratification. And there are several examples quoted by Srila Prabhupada in this regard. And we can also see for the third example, people need a lot of followers. They are very crazed. For example, these cinema actors, politicians, and many people, they want their entire life is surrounded that they want millions of followers. So all these are happening because they don't have knowledge about the scriptures, and they also don't know that these things will lead them to Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Here I would like to give an example, the scientists. So people are also interested in having so many degrees. They want to become scholars by holding n number of degrees so that they will become very popular. Their reputation in the society will become high. And there are so many scientists who are involved in conducting research in various fields of material nature. But in the name of research and exploration, it is ultimately seen that they are exploiting the material nature created by the Lord. Now, scientists are they are puffed up. They are puffed up so much so that they think that all others are useless and they have wasted their life. Here, I would like to quote this example, the boatman example. Once the scientist wants to cross a river, a high stream river. So he takes the help of a boatman and he gets into the boat. The boat starts moving. The boatman is a poor man who has who has very less materialistic knowledge. He is uneducated. So he takes the scientist. He wants to take the scientist to the other side, the bank of the river. So during the travel, so the boatman generally rows the boat through the help of his hands, and when he was rowing, the scientist, he was so proud, and he asked the boatman, "Do you know physics?" The boatman tells, "I am a poor man, uneducated, living in a small village. I don't know what is that word physics. I am not educated. I have not gone to school." Then the scientist proudly tells that 25% of your life is wasted. Similarly, they will again continue for some time and he poses another question. The scientist poses another question to the boatman. "Do you know chemistry?" The boatman tells, "I told you, no, I am not educated. I live in a small village here." Then again the scientist tells, 50% of your life is wasted. Now the journey continues. There are very big streams are there in the river all of a sudden. Then the scientists ask, "What is this? The boat is wavering and there's a lot of disturbance in the boat. Why is this happening?" Then the boatman tells, "There is heavy stream which is going to come. And anyway, by the way, anyway, do you know swimming?" The scientist tells, "No, I don't know swimming." Then boatman, he tells that 100% of your life is waste because now you will drown to death. Now here, this example is compared to that boatman who is a self-realized, who is having spiritual knowledge, and the scientist is only acquired the materialistic knowledge, which is of no use because he is getting into the bondage of birth, death, old age, and disease. He cannot save his life. So similarly, today's people are so much indulging in acquiring degrees and they want to become scholars. And unfortunately, the modern day education, Srila Prabhupada, he calls the modern day education, the schooling or college is the slaughterhouses. Why it is called slaughterhouses? Because a child goes to school from house. In home, he is cultivated with the parents, with little culture, and he goes to the school After going to the school, Srila Prabhupada states that he becomes a rascal. The student becomes a rascal because he goes to the school and along with learning physics, chemistry, maths, and whatever is the subjects, he also tends to lose his good character by indulging in bad activities. Today we can see, we have heard that there are students who indulge in drug peddling, which is very unfortunate. To that extent, it can damage the student's life. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada established Gurukul system so that the child, Srila Prahlad Maharaj states that the self-realization should start from the age of 5. The child, once he is attained to the age of 5, those days traditionally people used to send to Gurukuls, and children are taught with both spiritual subjects and material subjects. And for the 20 years till 25, till the age of 25, he is trained in the Gurukul, and then he used to get into the Grihastha Ashrama or continue Brahmachari life. But now it is so unfortunate that the modern schooling are given a rating today. It's purely based on the acquiring the materialistic knowledge. Srila Prabhupada states that the modern day schools can only help you how to earn money or a job, but that is not all the thing in the life. Most important thing in life is to become self-realized and how to get out of this birth, death, old age, disease. So therefore, it is very important that we have to get in association of devotees and learn the scriptures. So Srila Prabhupada has established this movement with great difficulty, which is stated in Lilamrut. We can see after hearing Prabhupada's Lilamrut, how difficult he is undergone. And Prabhupada has faced so many challenges in the Western countries when he wants to establish the ISKCON movement. I would like to state certain pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. When Srila Prabhupada went to London, England, to preach, once a reporter, he came and he wants to typically attack Srila Prabhupada, and he was asking, why did you come here? What is the purpose of you coming here? That is how he was rashly questioning Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada replied that you Britishers, you came and you invaded our country, India, and looted our country. But you forgot one thing. What is that? You forgot to take our culture or scriptures. So Srila Prabhupada states that the Britishers have looted everything in their museums and in their libraries. You can see our scriptures are big, very valuable things they have looted and preserved in their museums. Similarly, the Muslims also invaded our nation, India, and they exploited our country. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada wants to distribute the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu So he traveled across the world and established the ISKCON movement. Therefore, today it is very, very important for to save this human mankind. It is very, very important to preach unless and until we share this knowledge to all the human mankind. We know it is dukkhalayam, the material nature is dukkhalayam. People are suffering, but still a man who is undergoing suffering thinks that with this intelligence and capability, let me see how he will think that, oh, I will overcome this problem today and tomorrow I'll be happy. But day after day, continuously, he will suffer. He will suffer, and because he is in ignorance, he doesn't have real knowledge. So therefore, it Srila Prabhupada established this movement, the preaching movement. Only by this ISKCON is a preaching movement. We are going to bring awareness in the entire human mankind by teaching them that the goal of human life is for self-realization. We are not this body, we are the soul. So, and it is also clearly stated in the Bhagavad Gita that any person, Salpamapasya Dharmasya, little devotional service, which will save him in his life. Like how Ajamil, and there are so many pastimes. So anyone does a small devotional service. So therefore, the only remedy is devotional service to the Lord. The Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He has created this material nature. Because the living entity wants to enjoy independently and exercise his free will, he is engrossed in this material nature and continues to suffer life after life. Human life is Manava Janmam Durlabham. It is very rare. So, on obtaining a human life, the very goal of obtaining a human life is for self-realization. Only through self-realization, one can cross these miseries of material ocean. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. And he has to re-establish the lost relationship with the Lord. Because this material nature is so much alluring. The child, once he attains the age of 5, he loses his original consciousness because he is interacting with the material nature and his consciousness is polluted and he forgets the relationship with the Lord. So therefore, it is very important. This is the very important thing. Execution of devotional service. Execution of devotional service can only save the human life. There is no other alternative. So therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for this age of Kali, the Kali Yuga is very, very degraded, and because it is so much degraded, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. He gave us a very, very simple remedy. Sankirtana Yajna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this Maha Mantra, 16-syllable Maha Mantra, one can get self-realized. And there is no discrimination that one should be a scholar, or one should be born in a Brahmana family, or one should be white or black. There is no discrimination. Even the lowest among the lowest, the Chandalas, even they can get self-realized by chanting the holy name. So this is the mercy given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and to spread this movement and take this message to the entire world. So we have seen how Srila Prabhupada has played a very important role. Not only Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada's gurus, the parampara has played a very great role in establishing this movement, ISKCON movement, and today we can see it has spread across the entire world in all the countries, irrespective of the religion. And it is very, and there are so many acharyas, devotees who have dedicated their life to spread this movement. And now today we can see that most of the schools, colleges and premier institutions today, our movement is being a part of the institutions, and the preaching activities are going on in the most of the premier education institutions and all other uh, locally educational institutions, professional colleges, everywhere. We are trying to preach the students with the help of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. As likewise, we can see in so many companies there are preaching activities going on in the workplaces. Like that, there are so many centers established across the world, and so many temples are coming up. There are so many new temples are coming up across. So Srila Prabhupada gives so much of importance for the temple construction of temples and worshipping the deities, because today the ISKCON is constructing so many beautiful temples, investing crores of rupees, is to attract the modern man. Today people are getting attracted to the beautiful temples. They get attracted to the beautiful temples initially, and then they try to start following the scriptures, reading Bhagavad Gita. In this way, we can see there are so many devotees have been cultivated through the construction of beautiful temples, and most importantly through books. BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, established by founded by Srila Prabhupada. The BBT has also played a greater role in printing the books, and devotees have dedicated their lifetime in distributing the books. Book distribution is very important, and now I think we have going to start the book distribution marathon very soon. So by this way, so devotees are all involved in this wonderful service of preaching by way of book distribution. Book distribution can go on the entire year, but the December month is celebrated as a marathon in the entire world. So all the devotees, they spend time in distributing Srila Prabhupada books. There are so many books we can distribute. Srila Prabhupada has given us so many books. Everything he has given us, whatever we want, ready-made. But all the thing is that we just have to participate in these activities, either distribution of books or conducting preaching programs. Just by participating, we can really do a great service to our to Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants this movement to be spread to all the towns and villages, and today we can see that is happening. Recently, the Osur temple opening there. the temple president Srinivas Prabhu, he has taken so much of efforts, dedicated his life to do the preaching in so many towns and villages. He has covered so many villages, and we can see that he has established so many centers across Krishnagiri, Denkani Kote, and so many rural parts also. He has established the centers. So this clearly goes to show that devotees have dedicated their life to spread and please the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that this message should reach the entire mankind. Mankind today, they're all suffering because of ignorance. So therefore, all we have to do is we have to understand, we have to cultivate ourselves by practicing sadhana and reading scriptures, and parallelly we should also have compassion to all the living entities. By this, our movement, which is going to continue for another 10,000 years, so it's a golden age in Kali Yuga. So till then, we have to continue preaching. So preaching is the essence. It's very, very important. And this is also happening across all the cities through various channels like Namahata centers, Bhakti Vriksha preaching. Bhakti Vriksha preaching is very, very important because we can reach the local people and conduct the weekly programs. When people are invited for all the weekly programs, every week if they are trained, and they can gradually progress and continue to connect to the temple programs, and they can gradually progress. And similarly there are so many outreach programs happening through various festivals, like now recently Prasadeshwar Prabhu and team conducted a big huge program in RR Nagar, Kartik Deepotsav, and many and so many festivals like Janmashtami. All it is all called outreach programs, where all the common people are invited to such programs, and they are then slowly we start cultivating them to inviting to them some programs like weekly programs. This is how we continue to preach and cultivate Krishna consciousness. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada, we should be really thankful to Srila Prabhupada for establishing this movement, and he has given us everything, whatever we want. So all that we have to do is just carry forward this movement. Each one have to play an important role in this by improving our devotional service and also preaching, taking this message to the common man. So this is what it is. This is the importance of our movement. It's a preaching movement. So there are so many activities going on. So now especially the book distribution marathon will continue. We will start for about 1.5 months. So I request everyone to just bless me or inspire me, so that I will also continue doing this book distribution and also continue doing preaching programs. So whatever I have spoken now is what I heard from the senior devotees, is what I have tried to repeat. So here I would like to end this class here, and also request, there are so many senior devotees and who have so much of realizations and pertaining to this topic. If devotees would like to add what I have missed, I would request devotees to come forward and add. And if any shortcomings I have done during this class, please forgive me. It is only because of lack of my study and preparation. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Haribol Prabhu. So thank you so much for the very nice class. There were so many points that came up. So very rightly, you mentioned about how the materialistic people are actually thinking what is reality, and how you compare that with King Puranjana with nice examples. We also brought out the futility or the limitation of materialistic knowledge, and how it is of no good, how it's a waste of time, and so on and so forth, and how it actually degrades people, the mankind in general. And also you compared the Gurukul system with the modern education system, so that was very nice. And then with anecdotes of Srila Prabhupada, you brought out the ignorance that is present across the world, irrespective of whichever country the people are in. And then also the importance of teaching, so which is a very important aspect for us, and how merciful Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been in giving us a chance to get out of this miserable world, and why self-realization is so important. And also you touched upon the role of ISKCON so very nicely, and also aptly reminding us about the upcoming Gita month and the importance of book distribution for removing the ignorance of the world. So thank you so much for your class. There was so much of conviction in what you said. So very inspiring, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Now I'd request the devotees to unmute, and then they can they can speak their comments, or if there are any questions, then please go ahead. So thank you once again. So devotees can unmute, and then yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Sorry, I think somebody was talking. I stopped them. Prabhuji, it was a wonderful class. There's so many points which is takeaway for us. And especially when you're talking about this whatever the material education what we are getting, it is less important than the spiritual education. But my doubt is, we keep hearing all these things, but in ISKCON, especially in South India or in Bangalore, I don't see any much like Gurukuls where they give the spiritual knowledge completely, or they'll be helping the people where spiritual and material, both they can balance. So how we should understand, Prabhuji? Because I see everybody require the education so that they can earn nicely, they can help devotees or help the temple. So I always have this doubt. Please give me some clarification.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So I would like to just share whatever I think I saw. Today, many parents, they feel that insecurity of sending their children to complete Gurukul system, because today's world it's a competitive world. So to balance this, so we have this children program conducted by our temple every week. Sunday children program is conducted from so many years. So that goes parallelly. So parents should at least see to that the children are participated in the children program conducted by the temples. And also here parents role plays a very important role. At home also you need to take care of the children, because we know that in the modern school we don't get anything regarding pertaining to the knowledge of the soul. So they only purely deal with the material subjects. But once a child comes home or goes to the temple, in these two places we have to take care of the child, because now we don't have full-fledged Gurukul systems established by ISKCON in Bangalore. But there are few Vidya Kshetra run by Makanlal Prabhu in Kengeri. There are few devotees who are attending there. But I am generally telling that today's parents are very insecure, to send them to the complete Gurukul system. So to balance this, this is the only remedy, where at home we need to take care. The parents should take care, and they should give them the temple association what programs conducted in the temple. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the wonderful class. But you started telling that you don't know, I can't do and all that, but you had done a wonderful class with the current examples, what we need, you have told, and lovely Prabhu. I remember as when we were going to the school days, at the school, we had to go to the Sanskrit Patashala, and we used to have Stotra Pata. They used to teach us all the slokas and all that. And also living together with a joint family, with the grandparents and all that. It was lovely. We used to get a lot of education from them. But nowadays, nobody wants to stay together. I only wish that system comes back where both the generations are benefited, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. It is really nice, Mataji. The olden days families, they had that spiritual culture. That is why they could stay together. I recently saw one article where in Gujarat, the family of about 75 members are still staying in one family and doing some business. So there, the children were expressing their, telling that we are totally happy, we are being engaged so nicely. This is the culture which is today we are losing the culture.
But these Gujaratis, even today, they're together, Prabhu. Even
Yes.
in US, they
Yes.
all will be together, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. But it's a culture. It's a good culture.
Hare Krishna, Dayamaya, Baldev, wonderful. So nice, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Just wanted to add on the what Gurukula point you added. Maybe
Please.
as a parent, how much ready are we to send our children to Gurukul? That's a question we have to ask ourselves first.
Yes, Prabhuji. This is what I narrated also.
Yeah.
Yes,
And maybe we have maybe another 5-7 minutes. I know you are doing a lot of teaching in as a profession to lawyers and judges. You know, maybe you can share a few points on that, because that's the key people who make law for us or interpret our law. You know,
Yeah,
you can
yes.
share some points on that too.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, when I joined my profession in the year 2006, I was the only, means maybe one or two, there was another devotee who was also a lawyer. We were the only two in the entire Bangalore Bar Association. We used to go with the tilak to the courts. So here, many people would admire, that these are all devotees of ISKCON, and some people, very few, they used to pass wrong comments within themselves. But I have seen many times when I appeared before certain judges, there are such the judiciary, they used to recognize, and some judge, during my initial days itself, when after my presenting the case, then he told the case worker in the court, he told the judge wants to speak to you. He is asked to come into the chambers. I was scared. What is this? What did I do? Did I make any wrong presentation, or did I pass any wrong comment? I was worried. And then slowly he told me that he wants to know about ISKCON. So the judge called me inside to the chambers, and the judge's personal life was, he was undergoing so many problems. I heard later on, but he was asking about, can you give me some scriptures or CDs where recordings are there about the Bhagavad Gita, where I can hear. So this is how Prabhuji, this is one thing, not only in judiciary, Prabhuji, everywhere people want this message, the love of Godhead. They are all eager. But only thing is that we have to reach them. That is what I used to realize from the beginning. And similarly, we used to conduct so many preaching outreach programs in the Bangalore association. So earlier they never used to encourage. They thought ISKCON movement, they give us a nice prasadam or they give us nice kirtan. So as an entertainment, let us take it. That is how it used to happen for many years. And one in particular year, where I have told this in the last class also. One particular year, there was a Chief Justice who has been appointed for High Court of Karnataka. He was from Bengal. He was a devotee of Lord Krishna. When he was invited to this program, Chief Justice is the chief for the program. He was invited, and to honor him, there were so many devotees, so many lawyers were waiting to garland him, and it is a prestige issue for them to garland him and take photographs. But what happened is Rangaraj Krishna Prabhu, Malini Mataji, they were there on the stage giving a kirtan program. The Chief Justice walked inside the hall. This was an occasion of Ganesha Chaturthi, where more than 7,000 lawyers attend this program. It is celebrated once in a year in a very grand occasion. So the moment Chief Justice walked in and he saw the altar of Lord Ganesh, and the right side he saw the stage where devotees are giving in kirtan. The moment he came inside, the lawyers were waiting, the president of the bar, the treasurer, the secretary, they're all waiting to honor Chief Justice. But Chief Justice, he just walked inside and asked them to give a garland, and he went and immediately went and garlanded Rangaraj Krishna Prabhu, His Grace Rangaraj Krishna Prabhu. So the whole audience, the lawyers, they were really taken off for a moment. And then he spoke few words about ISKCON. That changed the entire consciousness of all the lawyers. All those years, they were thinking ISKCON will give it nice music, kirtan, and it is very nice. It is an entertainment. That is how they used to think. But thereafter, they particularly told, no, we want. They used to also parallelly bring so many entertaining people, other musicians, and so many people, and they used to pay them. It was an entertainment ultimately for them. Any celebration is an entertainment. But thereafter, once Chief Justice told few words about ISKCON and Mayapur, he really implanted the seed of ISKCON in the lawyers' movement, in the bar association. Thereafter, even now, they wanted prasadam from ISKCON or kirtan from ISKCON, and they know what is bhakti, what is ISKCON. So, and we have also conducted the Deepotsava Kartik programs on certain occasions. So it is very nice, Prabhuji. I also keep doing book distribution. During book distribution also, there are lawyers who came and told me that Srila Prabhupada is a real warrior. The lawyer telling me that Srila Prabhupada is a real warrior because he took the bhakti movement to the West. It was very shocking for me because I myself, I was not aware these words, this kind of presentation, or I didn't understand Srila Prabhupada's how important it is, even though I was in the moment. But then slowly, when he told me that he is a warrior who took this bhakti movement to the entire world, then I started realizing that I myself, I am not aware of the importance of Srila Prabhupada. So it is what I feel is, Prabhuji, we just have to reach people. There's so much of people are eagerly waiting to accept this message of Godhead. But only thing is, we have to reach them. And there are advocates who are doing, who take the books and distribute throughout to their clients, and the distribution is going on. So people accept this. People have accepted our movement. Even in the top judiciary also, they have great regards to ISKCON. They have very, very great regards to ISKCON, because ISKCON is now conducting the program called it's a devotee care review program which is conducted by ISKCON with the help of how to resolve the disputes. Resolve is dispute resolve. So here
Conflict
also,
resolution.
yeah, Prabhuji. So here also, the ISKCON devotees could interact with the top judiciary and how to resolve issues.
Vijay Prabhu is
Yeah,
handling in
Hari Prabhu has in turn given so much, he conducted so many mediation programs to the Supreme Court judges, and this has been, they are all aware of what is happening in ISKCON, and they have very high regards to our movement.
Yes, Prabhu.
So therefore, we all devotees, by the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Krishna, we have to carry forward Prabhuji. Here I will end because of the...
Yes, Prabhu. And even Supreme Court asked Vijay Prabhu to train the mediation in the courts.
Yes. Yeah. And in the last meeting, we also had Honorable Justice from Supreme Court who conducted a 1-hour program of how to resolve the disputes among the people. So it was very wonderful. So it's really great. So our movement has reached every nook and corner. We have a great recognition, Prabhuji, but we have to carry forward.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Dayamaya
Krishna,
Prabhu.
devotees, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Dayamaya.
Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam. Nice to see you. Hare Krishna.
I remember those days when the Chief Justice, how wonderfully he came, and
Hare.
I think on that particular Ganesh Chaturthi, we did record number of Bhagavad Gita sales. Every lawyer was buying Bhagavad Gitas going.
Yeah,
We
yes,
exhausted.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I had your darshan today. Malini Mataji, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
We want to thank you for the opportunity you gave us every year to come and see all the,
Yes, Mataji, please come to Bangalore. I will give so much opportunity.
Yes, after
We are
January.
missing you in Bangalore.
After January, we'll be there.
Please,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prasadishwar Prabhu. How was the program on Rajarishi? It was raining there, I heard, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It was very good, Prabhu.
Rains were there, no, Prabhu, unfortunately, that day. When,
Yeah,
we had
yes.
that. Acha.
Prabhu can.
Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dayamaya Prabhu, excellent class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Prabhu, once again, and thank you, devotees, for the active participation. It was so inspiring to hear various instances of what has happened or what is continuing to happen. So thank you so much. Keep sharing. On this note, on this positive note, I think we can end the session for today. Thanking all the devotees, and then thanking once again Dayamaya Baldev Prabhu for sharing the nectar.
Thank you.
Paying obeisances to all the devotees. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nand Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Sitanath Paramanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you. All of you have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna.